That kind of nerd. Let's start the show with comics, movies, and technology. Here we go, bringing you the segments that you're looking for, like Cape Talk, Screen to Stream, Tech Perspective, and more. Cast this nerd degree and the blockbuster. Welcome to the club, cause you're that kind of nerd.
Welcome everyone to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up? I'm beardless, listeners.
It's Beard Fassé.
That is not Josh Burns. That is a pod person replaced to look like a younger Josh Burns.
It is definitely me. It's me for sure.
Prove it.
But you want me to like go get the beard clippings from the upstairs bathroom and like glue
No,
them back on?
I just need you to prove just how witty and sharp you are. Prove.
Sorry.
Beard fassé.
Yes, you can't see this, listener, but Josh has no beard, and it's weird because we've known Josh for, I'm going to say, close to a decade now.
Close, yeah.
And I have only ever known you with facial hair.
Yeah,
And the fact that you don't have one, it's weirding me out.
Yeah. Look, so these boys haven't ever seen me without some sort of beard. When Christian was born, I started growing a beard because I figured dads have beards.
Dads do have beards.
Right. And I don't know. I felt like shaving yesterday, so I shaved. If it's weird, if it's too weird for everyone, I'll grow it back.
All right. Well, enough beard talk. Let's turn our attention to the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV, see how it's affecting movies, but how is it affecting Brian this week? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
It's affecting Brian because Marvel Studios, very unbeknownst to pretty much anybody, just with no fanfare, just dropped the Black Widow official teaser trailer. And I use teaser on this one pretty loosely because this one feels more like full trailer than teaser trailer.
I'm really just done trying to define what a teaser trailer is anymore.
The lines are blurred, yeah, because this is over 2 minutes long.
But the first minute of it, right, is like footage that we've seen, but then the last half is footage that we haven't seen. And
yeah, well, I think they're just establishing for you when this takes place. So it's between Civil War and Infinity War.
And Brian, I think you had a theory or a thought about the drop of this trailer being a little bit suspicious.
I did not have a theory. Don't put that shit in my head. You're gonna get me in trouble. I had a general musing.
Okay, yes, all right, general musing.
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
And maybe someone else will enjoy in my chuckleness.
Chuckleness?
That's not a term.
Chuck. I can't think of it. More chuckles.
I found it amusing that this trailer dropped on Tuesday, if I'm correct. Correct?
I believe so.
Right.
So I found it amusing that literally the day before on Monday, Sony dropped their teaser to their teaser of their trailer to Bond. And was all like, ooh, we're dropping our Bond trailer on Wednesday. And then Disney is like, hey, you know what we should drop? Our spy movie. Here's a trailer for our spy movie the day before the Bond trailer comes out. There you go.
There's an interview I found with Scarlett Johansson where she was like, I didn't even know it was coming. I woke up in the morning and I had text messages of, oh, the trailer looks nice. And she's like, what trailer? What's happening now?
She's like, wait, I'm in a movie?
I'm in so many movies right now.
I think they just have all of this footage just ready to go, and they're just waiting for like whatever competition that they have to be like, oh, we're gonna drop this, and they're like, oh, okay, let's drop that trailer now.
You can't.
The Bond trailer was better. The Bond trailer was better.
It was not.
It was.
I enjoyed the Black Widow trailer because I like to see Florence Pugh.
It's Florence, yes.
Florence Pugh. Sorry for last week. It was nice to see Sheriff Dumpster Fire as a fat Russian guy. That was kind of cool, and it also looks like a good movie. Like, I'm really into this.
Yeah, Florence Pugh actually can do a Russian accent. Apparently,
yes. What can't she do? She's becoming one of my favorite actresses now.
She really is, and I'm looking forward to the 12 Avengers movies that she signed on for.
Yay!
That's not official. I'm just assuming.
Well, let's make that official. Aaron Paul's Ghost Rider and Florence Pugh's in 12 Marvel movies.
She's just gonna take over for Scarlett Johansson.
I would not be surprised
Yeah,
if they do that. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Look, it's all right. It looks okay.
What about it's not like we're on like 9s and 10s? Why are you at like a solid 5?
I'm like a 6. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. Like I don't know that I can give you a thing. I wasn't crazy about the Red Guardian thing. Like Rachel Weisz, really? Okay, I guess. There had to be a better choice there. But
She's going to be in 10 minutes. I mean, it doesn't.
okay. Are we sure about that?
She's probably at that scene at the dinner table and at one scene at the end.
Seems like too big a name to be in 10 minutes, but
I'm not so sure she's as big a name as you think she is anymore.
no, anymore. No, I get what you're saying, but I just,
You know,
meh. All right. I'm just, no.
But Josh, this is a movie about your found family, not your real family. How are you not bought into the family aesthetic of this movie?
I get
They should just
it.
be drinking Russian Coronas, which I assume is just vodka. I mean, that's just vodka.
I get it. I'm going to obviously, I'm going to see the movie, but I'm going to have to see it to be really bought in.
Okay.
The more I watch the movies of like the ancillary characters, the more they pale in comparison to the ensemble movies. So
I can see that. All right. Well, then,
I'm excited to see Taskmaster.
yeah. What did you think about his design, Brian? Because the internet
I was fine with it.
Okay, because the internet was not happy with it, and I'm telling them to
The
shut
internet's
the fuck
not
up.
happy with anything. The internet needs to get over itself.
Yeah, damn right.
And we are on the internet, and I know that.
That sounds right. I'll stick to it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yay. All right. So then, since we're talking about the traditional mainstream comic book stuff, let's just turn for a second for the quote unquote anti comic book stuff. Let's talk about the season 2 trailer for The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Did you watch it?
I did
Yeah.
watch it.
Did you watch it before they pulled it?
Yes.
I put a new link in the show notes.
Okay, I was going to say, they legit pulled it really quickly. I watched it, and then like a day later, it was gone.
I was watching it today, and I put it in the show notes, and then Josh was like, "Oh, they pulled your trailer." I was like, "Son of a bitch!" I don't know why they're doing it.
I don't know either. I'm excited. This looks awesome.
First off, a ton of gore. I mean, if you don't get how not violent, but bloody,
It's brutal. This show is brutal for sure.
yeah, they don't hold back on the guts and,
No.
and all that. It looks really good. Now, listen, it was again blurred lines of trailer teaser thing. This to me seemed more like a teaser. Literally, there was no dialogue, like not one word of dialogue. But it's kind of setting up the fact that something is about to go down. Someone's about to snap. I think it's Homelander. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, please go watch The Boys. It's very good. I promise you, if you like this show, you will like The Boys. Was there anything that stood out, anything that jumped out at you that, in that quick montage of events that kind of piqued your interest?
The new whoever the new super is that can like move people across rooms. You know what I mean? It seems like some sort of push play, right?
That wasn't the girl from the first season that had the...
No, it was not.
Oh, okay,
No,
gotcha.
I thought it was like a dude wearing a hat, right?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Like
sorry.
it reminded me of Chris Evans in Push.
And Push, right, yeah.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's not on any streaming service, and every time I want to watch it, I'm reminded that I don't want to spend $15 for it.
Brian, any images that really kind of stood out to you in this trailer?
No particular vision. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised we already have a trailer. It's fast. When did the first season drop?
Last year. It says coming 2020. I know they have a little bit of a delay, just because of some shooting logistics. But to me, I'm surprised you guys weren't a little bit. I have questions about the fact that Homelander is covered in blood coming down from a crowd. Something tells me that he freaking snaps in this movie and probably just
I didn't think
unleashes
you.
upon
No.
someone.
I don't think he was coming down from a crowd. I'm thinking that he is. I think he's still on the front lawn that we left him in at the end of season 1. Josh, did you finish it?
What, The Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's still on the front lawn of the house of the hell is
his significant other, right? The woman that he had the baby with, right? I don't remember her name.
Well, it wasn't his significant other. It was Carl Urban's wife.
Okay, touche. Yes.
Because he had just burned Elizabeth Shue's face off. Wasn't he
Yes.
covered in blood at that point?
Well, I guess he was. Okay.
I think it's just picking up right
All
where
right,
we left
pretty
off.
right where we left off. All right. Well, then I'm reading too far into something. Also, point of order. You never have to ask Josh, hey, did you finish it? We have to ask you, hey, did you even start it?
No. That's not true because I know he was watching it with Laura, and I don't know what her timetable looks like.
She hasn't finished.
See, I didn't know if he was waiting on her.
I was like, that's enough already. I gotta motor through this.
See, I win.
Now, Brian, going on to your watch list, I know, sir, that you have crossed a lot of the CW shows off of your list and are very close to being current.
I'm almost there. I'm trying to get caught up before Crisis.
Because Crisis of Infinite Earth is coming out Sunday. So, hey, listener, you probably already started watching it. A lot of trailers, a lot of things coming out for it. Josh, you put in this link here from Reddit for some of the basically an info dump for all 6 shows. There's so much to do and so much to watch for these events. Is there like a good guide as to maybe how to get started if you don't watch one show but you're interested in the whole event?
You got to ask Brian. I'm interested in it because I'm not caught up on any of this. I have not watched any of the current season of any shows.
To be honest with you, the only thing I can tell you that you probably had to watch was last year's crossover, the 3 episodes between Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash.
Yes.
And then after that, I really only think that honestly, the Flash and Arrow are integral to understanding what's happening. Everything else is pretty ancillary. Not ancillary, like it adds more, but you don't need to see it to know what's happening.
Right. Last year, I know I wasn't current on Supergirl or Arrow. I just watched their episodes that were in the crossover, and they do a pretty good job of explaining, what is going on. Because I'll be honest, I haven't watched more than 20 minutes of Black Lightning, and he's going to be in this crossover. So I'm assuming I don't need to have watched Black Lightning to watch this crossover.
I watched the first season. I wasn't exactly thrilled with it. And they're on season 3 now. So I have not watched the second season at all. So I'm hoping I don't have to watch any of that, but I will, by the time I watch Crisis, be caught up on Supergirl, Batwoman, Arrow, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow. I'm already caught up on Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and almost Arrow and Batwoman. I'm almost there.
There's obviously there were a lot of secret cameos and a lot of storyline that is left as yet to be revealed, even when you're listening to this. So definitely stay tuned and kind of see what is going on. I am.
You realize this is going to be like a 4-hour movie, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm excited.
But I can watch it all in bite-sized pieces.
5-episode event.
I thought of it was 5 episodes. Yes.
A 5-episode event
across 6 shows.
A 4-hour movie. It's legitimately all week.
It's gonna be fun.
Never been done before.
Not to
my knowledge.
What is the thing that you are most excited for? Because I am most excited for Kevin Conroy.
I'm excited for Brandon Routh as Kingdom Come Superman.
Joshua, knowing again that you're not, up to date on all the Arrowverse stuff, what are you excited for this crossover?
I'm not. I mean, they always do a good job, but I don't even know what's like. I'm excited to see more Flash, but like I'm not gonna watch this anytime soon.
Okay. I figured your strategy would be something similar to mine, which is to wait till the seasons are over, everything then goes to Netflix, binge watch probably The Flash, and then just, catch the other episodes of the other shows.
It likely will be that. I need to get caught up on Arrow either way, and probably will rewatch the last few episodes of the last season of Flash.
Our final bit of Cape Talk, I just saw, and it was just so lighthearted, and it made me smile that I figured I would go ahead and share it with you guys. ABC has announced a prime time special to honor Stan Lee's 80-year career. It's going to be with a slew of guest appearances from the likes of Marvel celebrities like Tom Hiddleston, Paul Bentley, Clark Gregg, but also some other personalities that are important like Mark Hamill, Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, and Jimmy Kimmel, because ABC, he's got to work.
I actually think Jimmy Kimmel's a pretty huge comic book fan.
Oh, is he really?
I think so.
Oh, all right, well that's nice. But it's basically highlighting the life and career of Stan Lee. It's going to be called Celebrating Stan Lee. That's pretty generic.
That's original.
It's going to air on ABC on December 20th.
Who was in charge of that title?
I don't
Same
know.
Guy who named shit on Dora the Explorer.
So celebrating Marvel's Stan Lee. My apologies. Still not any better. Will air on ABC on December 20th.
As opposed to what other Stan Lee?
I don't know. Maybe they're doing that so you don't think it's Stanley and not Stan Lee.
Okay, so not like Stanley from The Office.
Right, which would not be ABC, that would be NBC, and that's
No, it
you,
would-
you
yeah,
can't cross the
correct.
streams that way.
I mean, you technically could if you wanted to.
Really? But this was nice. I was happy to see this. There have been a lot of great touching tributes, but nothing I could really think
So
of.
great, I get an 80-minute special of just
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm gonna have.
It's like
to-
anytime I
have
watch
to
a Marvel
endure.
movie right now, and I'm like, oh, the cameo's coming up. Oh man, he's reading
My freaking wife on the couch looking at me, just smiling, thinking I'm funny because I'm bawling over the life of this
See,
man.
my wife has the opposite reaction. Well, she'll look at me and goes, "He's dead." I'm like, wow. All right, thanks, jerk. Okay, well, now that we're done talking about the world of comics, let's turn our attention to movies and TV and a segment that I call Screen to Stream. And I call it that way because no one else likes it the way I call it. So that's happening. We have addressed it a little bit, just talked about it in fleeting part. No Time to Die. What a dumb fucking name. The new James Bond movie got
That's
its
not a
trailer
dumb
dropped.
name.
That is a
He has no
stupid-
time. Dying takes too long.
Guys, I am so busy. I have a carpool to go to, right? I'm in charge of the lunch for soccer snacks. Please, I can't. I'm too busy to die. But we got our first look at Rami
He
Malek.
needs to fit it in his schedule. He can't do it at Tuesday at 4, but he is the free on the 7th at 7
Brian,
to
it's
die.
schedule, because we're British.
Yes,
schedule. Anyway, nothing's really known about the plot. Okay, obviously some time passes between these two. Josh, were you not on board for this trailer? On board for this trailer? I forgot.
Oh yeah, I thought it's amazing.
Oh, okay. So on board for this one, not for Black Widow.
Yeah, Rami Malek as a Bond villain.
That's the only thing that's even semi-exciting. But dude, I was also excited for Christoph Waltz as Blofeld, and Spectre was such a huge disappointment.
Well, he's coming back in this movie, maybe to.
I know,
go for
again,
it.
but dude, it's Phantom of the Opera with spies. They even have the freaking mask. Rami Malek is the Phantom. Just saying. I don't know.
Wow, you're being a poopy pants about that.
Wow.
I'm not being a poopy pants. I'm just saying, out of the 4 Daniel Craig movies we've gotten, we had one really good one terrible one really good one, and one terrible one. So hopefully, we're due for a good one.
You don't like Quantum of Solace at all?
I can't stand Quantum of Solace. It's actually one of my least favorite Bond movies out of all the Bond
no, I
movies.
just opened Pandora's box on Bonds again. Damn it. I forgot about
Quantum
all
of
about
Solace is trash, dude. It is a boat chase followed by a plane chase followed by a foot chase followed by a car chase followed by, oh, I'm stealing water. Building blows up, roll credits. It's Bond whining about Ava Green's character for 2.5 hours. Like it's just not good.
All right.
Well, we met a new 00 in this trailer, which was nice. So maybe we're passing the mantle. So we're gonna move on from James and maybe move on from Daniel Craig's
Or
character.
she could just be a different 00.
yes,
There's
but
more
what,
than just one number.
correct. But what I'm saying is this is Daniel Craig's last Bond movie. So maybe we are
Correct.
going to pass it off to another person, and we can just live without 007.
Maybe. Or maybe they'll just make her 007.
Right, which is fine.
Or maybe she's been 007 this entire time.
Yeah,
He retired at the end of Spectre.
Ooh, yes, he did. And then I think he got married to this girl. His Dr. What was it? Dr. Swan? Was that her name?
You're asking me to remember Spectre, and I haven't watched it
I think
in
it's
like
Swan.
a year.
I think it's Madeline Swan.
Like
Isn't it? Madeline
I own
Swan.
it,
I was
but
right.
I don't remember it.
It looks like that I don't know. They're weird. They have some weird relationship thing going on there. I don't understand. But what I do like about this, it seems to not necessarily focus on the bang bang shoot 'em ups and more about the people, but there is lots of bang bang shoot 'em ups.
That's a very insightful review, CJ.
I enjoy a good bang bang shoot 'em up on Bond, but please make it about good characters. And Robbie Malek looks awesome, so come on, I'm down for this.
Rami Malek is awesome in everything.
Yeah, but-
Rami Malek can be awesome in
Gods of Egypt.
one of the worst
Was he-
edited movies of all time.
Was he good in Gods of Egypt? Did you see Gods of Egypt, Brian?
I have not yet, but I kind of
Yet?
want to just for fun.
Yet?
No.
No.
I have means of watching it.
Do you own Gods of Egypt?
I don't, but I knew someone who did, and I took their digital code. So I do have it in my digital library. I
There
just
you
didn't
go.
spend money on
That
it.
means you own it, just so you're aware of that.
But I didn't spend money on it.
I didn't ask if you spend money on I don't spend money on some things and I still own them.
Okay, well then I own it. I just have never seen it. Chadwick Boseman's in it too.
Is he really?
Yeah,
As who?
I don't remember.
Wait, in Gods
You
of
want me to
Egypt
look?
or No Time to Die?
In Gods of Egypt.
Oh, okay. That's okay with me. Everybody has to start out somewhere.
Okay.
So, some new Disney Plus news. I'm going to read this headline because it's pretty awesome. It says, Disney Plus's new game show sounds like Legends of the Hidden Temple mixed with Star Wars. Disney Plus has ordered and announced Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge, a game show that will allow contestants to compete in hopes of achieving the ranks of a Jedi Knight.
Question,
Yes, please.
because this sounds awesome.
Yes.
Will they have to assemble a shrine of a silver baby Yoda?
I will hope so. And
that
if
nobody
not,
can seem to get right, even though
we-
it's only 3 pieces.
now you know why no one could get that right?
Because the kids are stupid.
Well, no, because they kept them the entire. They're there for like 12 hours with no breaks doing physical activities and.
Oh,
They're
I'm well
fucking
aware.
tired.
I know how they film those shows. I get it.
Okay,
It's gonna be hosted by Jar Jar Binks.
Seriously?
Not
Yeah.
not Jar Jar, but the actor who played Jar Jar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it should be hosted by the
No, I
Jar
don't
Jar.
means I need to find a clue. Like
That would be
that's-
fantastic.
No,
I mean, he's gonna find a way to use Jar Jar voice.
Totally could redeem the character. Yes.
what's his
give me.
what's his name? Ahmed Best.
Gimme.
Is that it?
Yeah, best. Yeah.
Ahmed Best. I know he's had some rough life, but
Yeah, because of Jar Jar.
does we have a time for this? Oh, it says it's going to launch in 2020. So yeah, I mean, let's go do it. This is the first unscripted Star Wars series to hit Disney, but this is the first unscripted Star Wars thing ever. No, take that back. Holiday special probably wasn't written down. I'm sure they just improv that shit.
No, it definitely was.
Really? There was a writer for that thing?
Yeah, there was. I've seen it.
So, Brian, your jokes aside with this Baby Yoda thing, I mean, what does this show need to be for you to actually sit down and watch it? I'm asking you that question specifically because you're you. So what would it take for you to actually be like, I'm totally going to watch this?
I can't wait till I'm caught up on everything and you can't say shit anymore.
I will be dead by then,
No.
and solely because the Earth will have exploded.
As long as it's exactly what you just said, Legends of the Hidden Temple meets Star Wars, hosted by Jar Jar Binks, I'm in. I don't even care if they do the exact Legends of the Hidden Temple games. They just put I don't even care if the freaking like shrine that gives you the clues is just a talking Darth Vader head. I don't care. Oh my gosh, can it be a talking Darth Vader head? That'd be awesome.
There's a humanoid droid companion that will be part of this.
Oh, okay. All right. I will allow the droids as well.
So apparently the game show is going to test the contestants in the core tenets of Jediism, which is strength, knowledge, and bravery through intense obstacles. I kind of hope it's like Guts.
Yeah, they're gonna have to climb the rock wall as quickly as possible and get the the first half of the key.
They have to run up the down escalator.
And instead of having weird shadow monks jump out of the cave, it's stormtroopers. Yeah, I'm
Most
okay with just
likely.
literally skinning. You're right, just skin
Yeah,
Legends of
there's
the
just
Hidden Temple.
skin Legends of the Hidden Temple, please.
With Star Wars, I'd be down for
They
that.
should have to participate in a reenactment of the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan Darth Maul fight scene.
In real life, someone ends up in half.
That should be like the boss fight.
Right,
That
so-
should be the end.
Someone should end cut in half, though. I mean, one poor child is going to go home with
Right.
no legs.
One child cut in half. Now you have 2. There you go.
I can see as midichlorians.
Why'd you have to go there?
Why'd you bring
Why'd
that
you
up?
do that?
We don't talk about that.
The Mandalorian talked about that.
Wait, is that the new chapter? Don't spoils.
No. When they were extracting the midichlorians from the baby Yoda, like that was the
Did
whole
they
reason.
say midichlorians?
Oh, they said
didn't-
it.
they
They said like
didn't-
force material or whatever.
No, they
said.
didn't say it. They didn't say it.
Oh, come on! You knew exactly what they
didn't
were
say
doing.
They didn't say
Midichlorians.
midichlorians.
You knew exactly what they were
Nah.
referring to. You knew it.
Pixar didn't happen.
They talked about it, and I went, "Oh, there's going to be a lot of people unhappy about this."
Now no one said boo.
Yeah, no one's actually said anything about that.
Because they didn't say the word.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Uh-huh.
Believe me, I can say a lot of things. As long as I don't say words, I'm good.
Same shit. It's all the same shit.
All right, this next bit, this is a larger story. Tim Miller is maybe a name you may not instantly know, but he was the director of Deadpool, and he just recently directed Terminator Dark Fate.
Which I really enjoyed, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
You and James Cameron, I think, are the only people who enjoyed that movie.
That's not true. It's actually getting decent reviews. Just the money wasn't there. The people didn't go see it.
Surprise. We've all been burned by Terminator too much.
I think that's the thing.
That's
is
exactly
that
what this
someone's
is.
been burned by Terminator in the past 6 years.
Well, speaking of being burned by Terminator, Tim Miller is apparently just burning all goddamn bridges in the world right now. He is, first off, complaining about losing creative control for Terminator Dark Fate to James Cameron, to which I say, Hodoy, James Cameron is coming back to Terminator and you didn't expect to lose creative control to him? Like, I don't know what you were expecting.
It.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Right. Like, he made this thing. They brought him back. He's been trying to get this to, like, okay, fine. But
Well,
then
he got the rights back between, what, Salvation and Genesis?
Yes. How did you not think he was going to be hands-on? They just want what they did with Solo. They just want a director to point the camera and shoot.
He was
James Cameron
hands-on and balls deep. I mean,
yep. So
James Cameron.
right. So Tim Miller.
He's like, listen, I'm not too busy with Avatars 2, 3, 4, and 5 to take over this thing.
Right.
2, 3, 4, and 5, Brian.
I'm sorry, what?
I just looked at James Cameron's filmography on IMDb, and I see Avatars 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That's really exciting. I'm looking forward to the continuing adventures of Pocahontas.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the not James Cameron topic, but I looked and I was like, oh, that's a surprise.
So, I mean, he's talking about, I suggested that we did this. I suggested we did that. And I was shot down by James Cameron. And I was basically just a hired hand for the movie. We're like, well, yes, again, I don't know why you're confused. So after he made that statement, he then turned around and said, hey, do you guys realize I wasn't in Deadpool 2, like I didn't direct Deadpool 2? Let me burn another bridge for you real quick, and let me complain about Ryan Reynolds. He said, it became very clear that Ryan wanted to be in control of the franchise, and you can work that way as a director quite successfully, but I can't. I don't mind having a debate, but if I can't win, I don't want to play. And I don't think you can negotiate every creative decision. There's too many to make. So Ryan's the face of the franchise, and he was the most important component of that. So he decides what to control, then he's going to control it.
He really just wants to, like,
not
spend
work
the rest
again?
of his career on Love, Death, and Robots.
Right, like him and McG are sitting in a basement going, we used to do cool stuff, but I guess we don't anymore. Just, what? Why? What did you expect? Ryan, you work in Hollywood. You have a great insight to this. Why is this happening?
I do not work in Hollywood yet.
I'm sorry. I was under the assumption that you were
Do you
working
have
on-
a time machine? Can you tell me something that I don't know?
No, but you wrote that show for DC, right? You're working on your draft of it to submit it to.
We're currently editing and revising the second draft. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
When I say we, I mean me and the many shows on my list that I have to watch. I can't tell you what's happening. People are stupid. Tim Miller, you're being stupid. What you doing? Go ahead and first off, Ryan Reynolds seems like a nice guy.
Right.
Yep.
Why burn that bridge? Seriously.
And then
Secondly,
go ahead.
I'm just saying. I mean, Tim Miller has directed 2 actual movies that were not. He's primarily video games. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think you're right.
You got to direct for your first 2 movies, Deadpool and a freaking Terminator,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna go ahead and burn some of the biggest
franchises
names in
over
Hollywood,
which you cannot have any creative control.
right?
You
It's
can't
not
even
like
hope
it's-
for creative control.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then you're going to go ahead and burn some of the biggest names in Hollywood, and you're guaranteeing nobody's going to work with you again.
Like Ryan Reynolds almost single-handedly made Deadpool happen, and it was such a success. They're like, "Oh, do another one."
right.
And the guy like promoted the franchise basically on his own. And if you take Ryan Reynolds out of Deadpool, there is no Deadpool.
Right.
Mhm.
So of course you want him to be happy, satisfied, working, and
not just
that he's
happy.
got
Like
it.
you get the feeling just like with all the work he did promoting the movie that this isn't about Ryan Reynolds like being an actor in this franchise. Like he really has skin in the game.
Yeah, you would think he would know and want what was best for that movie and character.
Yeah, he didn't.
Right.
He didn't just show up
Yeah.
and do his lines. Like the guy was promoting this movie like crazy. He did all
Right.
those weird stunts. Like he's
Right.
he's been doing Wade Wilson for years, like championing the salon. I don't get it. Like this is so weird to me. Like Because they replaced Tim Miller with the director of John Wick for the second
David
Deadpool
Leitch.
movie. And thank you. And
Mhm.
their second movie was great. Everything went off flawlessly. I didn't notice a big
No.
shift in tone or directorial anything. Like, it just looked like the normal stuff. So, I mean, don't look a gift horse in the mouth on this, man, and stop burning the bridges. And I would also like to take this moment to say we appreciate you, listeners, for listening.
And also, this Tim Miller says he doesn't want to argue if he can't win, but it doesn't seem like Ryan Reynolds is the kind of guy that won't like get into an intelligent debate about something if it
Right.
makes sense. You know what I mean?
While we're on this topic, for the record, I want everyone to know that I have suggestions about this show, and I'm continually shot down by CJ, and I have no creative control over this. I am just a talking head.
I'm sorry, what was that? Well, listen, since we're talking about Ryan Reynolds, why don't we round it out with a happy story? And it's about my favorite topic in the world, where I go around the internet, I find the weird, I find the obscure, and I ask these two beardless gentlemen for their tech perspective.
Holy shit, Josh, you don't have a beard.
No beard.
Ryan Reynolds now owns a cell phone carrier.
What?
Ryan Reynolds now owns a cell phone carrier company.
Like he owns a cell phone. Like
Yeah, Mint. Mint.
Ryan
Mobile.
Reynolds bought the ownership stake in Mint, which is a MVNO, which basically means they use the T-Mobile network.
Somebody else's
They use
network.
their own
yeah, I was
networks.
about to say if you could like translate. For
It
those
just
of us,
it's like Virgin Mobile or
Gotcha.
Boost.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
But why? To borrow a line from Ryan Reynolds.
To borrow a line from the man himself. Yes. But
Because he
why?
figured if he had a mobile network, it would be easier for him to promote his gin company.
Probably. I was watching him. He was in a Samsung TV commercial, and he's talking about like, oh, go buy this TV. And they're showing off the TV behind him, and then suddenly an aviation gin commercial comes on. He goes, oh, how did that get here? Samsung's going to be pissed. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. More of this, please. I don't know what to make of this. There's literally been no like, hey, this is what I'm going to do with it. Why not? I'm just confused. I don't understand. Am I missing something? Or should we all be buying a cell phone company now? Is that what I'm missing?
I guess
do we
if you-
all have the option to buy a cell phone company?
if I had the money, I'd buy a cell phone
I was about
company.
to say,
That's,
CJ, did
that's
you-
not something that's going out of style.
Okay, well,
Cell phones.
to carry on with that, all right. A couple months ago, we talked about Pablo Escobar's brother, who was making a flamethrower.
What does that have to do with cell phones?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Brian, because Pablo Escobar's brother is taking a crack at making an unbreakable folding phone, and I need you to do me a favor.
No.
If you're at work, listener, please, I'm telling you, please do not watch the video in your show notes. But I need you to watch the promo video for this phone.
Isn't it a bunch of ladies in like their bathing suits on a phone now? That's what the flamethrower was.
It's even worse, Brian.
Now you're gonna make me do this. Hang on. Pablo Escobar's brother made a folding smartphone. He says it's unbreakable. Okay, play. If I get a virus, I'm gonna be so mad.
One terrible phone commercial later.
It's exactly what I thought it was. Because you know what sells cell phones? Girls in underwear.
I mean, it sells cheeseburgers every once in a while from Hardee's. Josh?
I mean, it's an Android phone.
Well, yes.
It's a freaking book. Did you see how thick it is?
It's huge. It's huge.
So here's the other part too. Pablo Escobar put out a statement because the last time he did the flamethrower, he decided to sue Elon Musk for $500 million, or $100 million in Tesla stock. So fine. So now, of course, being an Android phone, Joshua, as you brought up, and the fact that it's the size of a book, Brian, of course, you're going to set your sights on Apple. He said, quote, I have told many people that I will defeat Apple, and I will. They are cheating the people and selling worthless phones to consumers way overpriced. This phone at $350 is practically indestructible, and the only thing that can kill it is fire.
Oh, ironically, you should get my flamethrower as well.
Now, here's the other part. This phone is retailing for $350, right? It is the size of a small book. But if you also check the show notes, right underneath this, you'll see a link to Android Authority showing off the Royale Flex Pi, which is the quote-unquote first foldable phone. This was the one that came out at CES before the Samsung Galaxy Fold, before anybody else, right? They beat them to the market. But if I'm looking at this, this looks really, really, really familiar. Like, really, like they bought a bunch of these phones, and they're selling them as the Pablo Escobar phone. Just like they didn't make the flamethrower, they bought an airsoft gun and put a propane tank on it and sold it as a flamethrower.
That's the same phone.
That's the exact same phone, right?
Yeah, that's the same phone.
That's how you defeat Apple, guys.
I too can resell products.
You just buy something off the rack and resell it, right, and reskin it. So again, Pablo Escobar's brother, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Well, like just sell what people want you to sell.
Why do you keep getting these Pablo Escobar stories? Are you like following him for something?
I cannot confirm nor deny the Pablo Escobar brother story that's going on right now. This was all over the tech world, man. This is weird. This is weird. This is obscure.
Yeah, we just don't run in the same tech circles. We just don't do that.
Well, it all started with scantily clad ladies in their underwear, and it ended up with me going.
Yeah, I feel like you were looking for that and found a phone instead.
This is the thing. It started off with Pablo Escobar. What is he doing? Pablo Escobar's brother. What is he doing right now? Wow, those ladies sure are kind of naked. Wait a minute. I think I've seen that phone before. Wait a minute. That's the phone that we saw at CES. Scallywag.
Oh, you little scamp.
Oh, you little. Well, I mean, I can't call Pablo Escobar's brother anything harder than Scallywag. I mean, I kind of want to be here for next week.
Uh-huh.
Joshua, I mean, you're in this world with me. I'm not alone. This is a crazy story. There's no way this is going to be anything, right?
No, it's not a thing.
Not happening. Brian Thornton,
Yeah.
you put this story in the show notes here, and I thought it was pretty interesting.
Did you even read it, or did you just put it in the show notes?
I did. I read it, but you know.
Uh-huh. Okay. Sure. Tell me more, CJ.
Well, can we intro this and you can talk?
No, I'm not taking this topic.
This is your topic.
It's not my anything. You asked for topics.
No.
I gave you topics. See, now I don't believe you read the story.
I read it.
I've read the story.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Brian, you threw this into the show notes, and I'm intrigued. Please tell me more. Toys R Us is open for business again, but there's a bizarre catch. What's going on?
I'm standing out here in front of the Garden State Plaza. That's what I feel like right now.
Oh, that's a great way to stay shape.
Toys R Us is opening up stores, but they're not stores. They're showrooms. They're experience rooms. They have limited stock. You get to go in there. You play with all the things. You do the stuff. Your kids run around and get their snotty, drooly hands all over it.
Yes.
And then when you say, I want my kid to have their own to snot and drool all over, you say, may I buy this, please? And they say, oh, no, we don't have those here. You have to order at the online kiosk. And you go, okay, that's coming from ToysRUs.com, right? And they go, yeah, but no, it's coming from Target.com. And you're like, okay, so is Toys R Us really open? And they're like, maybe, I don't know. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird.
That's
Is Toys R Us even back?
All right, so I think the thing that you can't get anywhere else is the Toys R Us experience. So in that respect, yes, it's open. One in Jersey, and they're going to open another one in Houston.
I think that's open by now, right? By the time we listen to this, it should be open.
Maybe
December 7th.
Yeah, December 7th. Yeah. So great. Kids get the Toys R Us experience. Fine. Product comes from Target. Who cares? I mean, if it's like a Halloween adventure type of thing where it's open for a few months out of the year, great.
You think it's just going to be like a pop-up store?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're in malls. So
malls are open?
Yeah.
Wait, there's malls?
That's the thing. I mean, it's probably a limited lease type of deal.
So this is like Halloween Spirit. It's only they buy the abandoned building for like 3 months.
They rent, yeah. They lease, yeah, and then it's something else. It's a seasonal thing. I don't really like if they're not going to own their own stock, then it's
But that's the other part of this, though. If I took my kids somewhere, they played with a toy, right? It's close to Christmas time, but maybe it's not the Christmas gift, but they want something now. I can't buy it?
Did you go into any of the... Probably not, because there weren't any near here. The newest concept, Toys R Us, before they closed, was incredibly immersive in experience. So it had different vignettes, and I mean, imagine for like adults, the biggest, the closest thing in retail you could think of would probably be like a Best Buy that had both a Magnolia Design Center and a pack with all the fancy stuff in the middle of the store and immersive type experience. The newer Toys R Us were like that. And Babies R Us had a concept as well that was very immersive. Both were awesome concepts, but required.
You get to try out the diapers, or how's that work?
No, I mean they had different like bedrooms, kids' rooms, mothers' rooms. There was and they did a whole lot more with education for new parents as well. So like it was a very different experience. But the Toys R Us, the newer Toys R Us models were like this, where there was almost like a path you could follow through the store that integrated an app use, like a scavenger hunt, augmented reality, all that kind of stuff. That was very cool and hands-on for the kids. But a lot of the hottest products that they were demoing was kind of subsidized by the vendors themselves, and stock was limited. So you would have not Toys R Us employees. You would have, vendor-provided third-party labor that was there at the highest traffic times to create this experience and walk parents and kids through the demos of these products. And they were sort of located strategically through the store. So you almost had to follow an IKEA-like path through the store. It was a brand new concept and it was very cool. The closest one though was, from where we live, CJ, like 90 minutes away in Jersey.
Oh, hell no.
I went there a couple times a month just, for work, but like the experience was very cool. The store was always packed. It was incredibly well staffed. And then subsidized third-party labor, which, anybody in retail now is used to that. But this is not a sustainable platform, not all year round, in my opinion.
So here's my question too. So they're obviously looking at purchasing habits, the frequency of buying. They're taking this data that they're giving to Target, but they're also taking that to like inform what next year is going to be, see what the hottest toys are. So I'm assuming there's a tight partnership from Target to get this data, but why not take over the toy department in Target and make it a store within a store and make it Toys R Us?
Because it'd be far too disruptive to
Target's
business.
Take away the CD locations.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like just any remodel in.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of all the times that we've been in retail Best Buy, and they're putting a Samsung store in there and.
It's completely disruptive to your business, and Target's toy business isn't that good to begin with.
Right.
So like this would be this is a good substitute for that. And if they're only testing out 2 locations, it's really probably not that damaging and doesn't put any sort of inventory constraint on their overall toy business.
I thought this was stupid, and Josh made it make sense. Make it stop.
He doesn't have a beard and he's making sense. I don't like this.
Don't like it.
All right. Well, how about this? Maybe Josh can make this make sense. Remember a few months ago we talked about how BMW is going to be doing an annual subscription for CarPlay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently they may be walking that back.
Yeah, they are walking it back.
Right. And that was the other part. Ford was doing the same thing. A couple other major car companies were saying, we're going to make you do a subscription for something that we don't help at all with. And they're finally walking that back. So thank God. That's important.
Well, it just doesn't. How do you charge someone a subscription for software that you don't own?
Right. Or know that they're even using. I was just worried that this would be a trend. That this is, again, people are going to take software that they didn't do. Like, oh, well, give us money for it. No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not at this point in my life. I'm not buying a car that isn't compatible with CarPlay, period.
Yes.
Like there's no excuse to own a car that doesn't have CarPlay. It's ridiculous.
That being said, CJ, I have a PlayStation you can buy, but you need to pay me for the Netflix.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have for the nerdy world. I want to thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. Please share this episode with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast so we can give you episodes every single week. And we will see you on the next episode.
Well, welcome to the club because you are that kind of nerd.
Hey, I'm sorry, my dog is acting suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
What are you doing?
Suspicious.
You know what? He's a little worried. He's got unauthorized cinnamon.
Hey, get out of there. Okay, it's all right. I still love you.
Things my wife says to me.
Get out of there. It's okay. I still love you.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know that.
No one will know, Brian. No one will know.
It's recorded for posterity.
Posterity.
Everyone could know.
It's
Posterity?
And posterity, and also posterity.
And prostates. And prostrate.
And get your prostate checked. It's really important, guys.
It is very important. I know we just missed Men's Health Month, but it's very important to get your prostate checked.